And it has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
It has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, we the Democrats, the people we care about most, the illegal immigrants. The fallout from that disastrous Senate border security deal continues. And last night, we saw a fabulous, fabulous moment where Senator Chris Murphy, one of the lead negotiators in this thing, said the quiet part out loud regarding where the Democrats' real priorities are. Take a look at this clip. It's revealing in multiple ways, and we're going to break it down the way we're the best at. Watch.
The negotiation didn't have a path to citizenship. It was entirely on their terms in order to get Ukraine funding, right?
Well, I mean, Chris, that's been a failed play for 20 years. So You are right that has been the Democratic strategy for 30 years, maybe. And it has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
All righty. Boy, oh boy, is this good stuff. What is this? Just 33 seconds long, and we have absolute gold to mine. And we're going to take it from the beginning. Let's stay side by side here if we could, because I'm going to stop and start a lot, because you need to see exactly what they're saying here. First, Chris Hayes is just incredulous that Republicans didn't go along with it. Why?
The negotiation didn't have a path to citizenship. It was entirely on their terms in order to get Ukraine funding.
Right? All right. So right there, you guys went the extra mile. You didn't even demand amnesty for the millions of people who have broken our immigration laws and come into this country and continue to break laws by working in this country without documentation. But you were so great that you took amnesty off the table. And why? Why did you take amnesty off the table? So you could get this deal with Ukraine funding. It all comes back to Ukraine funding. Normally, you see, Democrats would insist on amnesty. They'd insist on letting everybody off the hook and giving them citizenship so they can vote. You see how that works. Normally, they would demand that. But funding Ukraine was so important that they were willing to take that off the table. That's an amazing, revealing statement there, where Chris Hayes, I think, is trying to make Republicans look bad, and he has no idea how bad he just made Democrats look. But then Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut, takes it one step further.
Well, I mean, Chris, that's been a failed play for 20 years. So You are right that has been the Democratic strategy for 30 years, maybe.
Great revelation there, too. Yeah, every time we say we want comprehensive immigration reform, we demand on pathway to citizenship, we demand on amnesty, we demand that the people who have come here illegally and broken our laws and continue to break our laws get citizenship and get relief from any penalty that they might have to rightfully, justly suffer for breaking our laws. And yeah, that doesn't seem to have worked for the last 20 or 30 years. In other words, if I may rephrase what the good senator from Connecticut just told you, for the last 3 decades, Democrats are the ones who have been stopping any kind of real border security or immigration reform, because we have stubbornly and obstinately demanded amnesty. And it never works. But for 30 years, we kept trying. He just admitted it right there in front of you. Thank you. It's something we've been saying for quite some time. But then the pièce de résistance, the fight, boy, when they aren't scripted, when they're not on their talking points, when they're thrown a curveball by a softball kind of journalist, they say stuff they really don't want to reveal.
And it has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
It has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, we the Democrats, the people we care about most, the illegal immigrants. Or as he puts it, undocumented Americans, which, by the way, it's amazing to me. Let's call them Americans. They have come here illegally from God knows what country, 150 different countries around the world. They could have come here from communist China, and they're in this country illegally. And Chris Murphy, Democrat senator from Connecticut, affords them the label Americans. Oh, you're an American. You're here. You've come here 4 months ago illegally. And in fact, you may have even come here for nefarious, illegal purposes. But as far as I'm concerned, you're an American. You just lack a document. You know, those 19 terrorists who executed the September 11th terror attacks, who were in this country illegally, they were just Americans without documents. That's the thought process here from the Democrats. And as he just put it here, those Americans without documents, who you and I would call, and what the law actually refers to them as, illegal aliens, illegal immigrants. That's the legal description of the people Chris Murphy is talking about here. Those are the people that he and the other Democrats care most about. That's what he said. We're having a debate in this country about our borders, about immigration, about illegal immigrants. And when Democrats come into the room, their priority, the people they care most about, are the illegal immigrants. Not the rights of American citizens, not the rights of legal immigrants, not the rights of legal residents who are waiting in line to become legal citizens the right way. He doesn't care about the people who are seeing their children die from fentanyl. They don't care about the people who live on the border, who are seeing their property that they own in America trespassed on, destroyed, trashed. They don't care about the people of New York or Chicago or Philadelphia or Washington, D.C. or any other major city who's now going broke because of all of the Americans without documentation that Chris Murphy and the Democrats care most about. Nope, they don't care about any of those people. Or at least they don't care about them as much as they care about the illegal immigrants. That's what Democrat Senator of Connecticut, Chris Murphy, just said on behalf of his party. I love clarity. Honestly, at least the cards are on the table. Thank you for admitting it. Thank you for saying it out loud. It's actually refreshing. In fact, he's not the only one who said things out loud. We've got a couple of more examples here. Let's start with Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. You know, he's facing a challenge from a conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre. We've played his videos quite a bit here. We think he's pretty great, and we promise to learn to pronounce his name properly in Quebecois if he wins. Well, Justin Trudeau got so worked up on the floor of the House of Commons in Canada that he, again, also said the quiet part out loud.
Mr. Speaker, what we hear from the leader of the opposition is under the previous Conservative government, everything was perfect. And what he is proposing to do is to make Canada great again. That is not what Canadians want. He is pining for a nostalgia.
He's promising to make Canada great again. And that's not what Canadians want. They want Canada to stay lousy. And I'm the man to do it. Vote for me, Justin Trudeau. They get so wrapped up in their rage, their white-hot rage against crazy MAGA extremists, that they say stuff like that. He promises to make Canada great again. Well, Canadians don't want that. That's why they vote for me. You know, you laugh about it, and we do have to laugh about it, but can we remember how serious this issue is? The Democrats in the Senate, who are Chris Murphy's colleagues and his pals over there in the Biden administration and in the Department of Homeland Security, they are absolutely crapping on the American people with this issue, and they're brazen about it. And now they're treating this entire issue like a hostage situation, like they're terrorists. They demand that border bill with Ukraine funding. And if they don't get it, well, according to Fox News' reporting, the White House is saying that if they don't get what they want, if they don't get their Ukraine funding, if they don't get their treasured border bill that actually makes the border security problem worse, then they'll reduce the number of deportations over there at ICE. The White House is saying we will reduce deportations, we will reduce detention capacity, we will make the situation worse deliberately if you don't give us what you want. That's a terrorist threat. These are the supposed to be people who are on our side. But of course, thanks to Senator Murphy, we know they're not on our side. We're not the ones they care about most. And just to bring it home, Donald Trump has released a brand new campaign ad that really does remind you what's at stake here. There's a lot of words thrown around like amnesty and asylum and illegal immigration and migrants' rights, and it gets clouded. You know, everybody's got their vernacular, everybody's got their little buzzwords that they like to throw out there to make their side of the political argument come out right. And now you got Joe Biden brazenly lying on the campaign trail, claiming, yeah, we've got chaos on the border and it's all Trump's fault, which nobody believes. Certainly the media doesn't believe it, but I don't see any fact checking going on. We can get lost in all of this. I can get lost in this. I know you can get lost in this as you start debating it. Well, this ad from Donald Trump, he brings home exactly what's at stake here. He brings home exactly the difference between the Biden way of securing the border and the Trump way of securing the border. He shows you in this ad exactly what's going on and why it's going on. Take a look.
6 men have been charged in that brutal attack caught on camera.
A shocking act of violence. 2 NYPD officers beaten in Times Square. All of those arrested were released without bail.
Why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance?
The Biden administration is fighting to release as many migrants as quickly as possible.
I'll reverse Trump's detrimental asylum policies. There's no need for us.
Biden administration reversed Trump's policy on remain in Mexico.
Joe Biden to stop construction of the border wall.
It's a new day on the southern border. Here we go. The policy that made it easy to kick out migrants is gone.
He inherited the lowest rate of illegal immigration, and he immediately reinstated catch and release. And so when they apprehend people, they let them go.
I'll reverse Trump's detrimental asylum policies.
Wow. That is freaking 5 stars, that ad. 5 out of 5, of course. Right now, polls show that the border issue and crime as a result of illegal immigration are the top issues American voters care most about. And if that's the case, that ad should end this discussion. That's why Democrats are lying to you. That's why Joe Biden is lying to you. That's why the media is allowing them to lie to you, because they know what kind of trouble they're in. Keep the faith, keep the focus.